going to run through why I started this page, why I started Soul Mission. Soul Mission started off from a journey of grief. So I created this podcast when I was going through a really hard grief journey, and I couldn't speak about it. It was too much for me to speak about. It was too painful for me to speak about. I didn't know how to talk about it. I did go to therapy, and I had a therapist at the time before this happened, but it wasn't a bereavement therapist. And that's one thing I really, really regret doing, is not going to a bereavement therapist, just to help you understand what has gone on. The auntie who was like, she was furniture in the family. She'd been in the family since before I was born. It was revolved around a murder, it was revolved around domestic violence, it was revolved around someone who was really mentally unwell with undiagnosed schizophrenia, and you can get the gist of the story from that. It was just like, what the fuck has just happened? Okay. And I thought, you know, you go from being one person to finding out someone in the family, his life's been taken so unexpectedly. And you go from one person to another within an instant. And it's, you know, you go from this adolescent version of yourself, you know, to this traumatized person that's going through grief, and you're like, what the fuck, this is too much for me to handle. Anyway, I had to create something. I couldn't speak about it. I was going through just the worst that you could think of: depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation. It was everything at once, and I had to figure out a way to cope. Looking back, it just feels like the biggest 4-year trip of my life. And I created Soul Mission on the premise of thinking, oh my god, why have I never been taught about grief? Why have I never been in conversations about grief? And it's something that everyone goes through. You're just fighting this battle by yourself, and there's just nothing on it. There's nothing on the journey through it and out of it, and how to use that to find your purpose and to create a new version of yourself. Like, I had to create an entire new version of myself. It's been the hardest thing. It's been the hardest journey that I know for a fact I will ever go on, is grieving someone who unexpectedly died, who is so beyond close to you. So Soul Mission is based on that. Then it goes into mental health, reaching your highest potential, speaking with amazing people that talk about growth and self-transformation and have been on their own journeys of hardships. And that is what my podcast is about. The premise is, it started off my journey of grief and, you know, redefining my version of happiness and myself, and my version of strength and my version of growth and my understanding of the world. That's what my podcast is about, is what Soul Mission is about. So as we start every episode of Soul Mission, empower your soul and ignite your mission, because your journey starts now. Peace, love and happiness.